Hey there everybody and welcome back. I'm your host Joshua Ryan and it's that time of year again, the time for family bickering, getting blackout drunk and spending way too much money on junk you can't afford. It's Christmas time. You no doubt watch these same old holiday films year after year. You've got your timeless classics like It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street and A Christmas Carol. Your family favorites like Home Alone, Elf and The Santa Claus. But what if your soul is as black as a lump of coal? Maybe you're not dreaming of a white Christmas. In fact, maybe you want to skip the feel-good, cliched Christmas movies altogether this year and watch something new once the kids are in bed. Well, you're in luck, because I'm here to bring you 5 R-rated, unconventional Christmas movies to get you through this holiday season. They may be violent, mean-spirited, and sometimes even a bit naughty, but they are sure to keep you entertained. So let's stoke the fire and spike the eggnog as we get started. Rare Exports is a Finnish Christmas film from 2010 that focuses on a small town that unearths the deep, dark truth of Santa Claus. When a British research team accidentally uncovers something buried beneath the ice that was never meant to be found, it's up to 2 young boys to save the day. One of these boys sets a trap intended to catch wolves that have been tormenting the family's livestock. Instead, on Christmas Eve, he captures an injured, naked old man who he believes to be Santa Claus. This Santa isn't bringing gifts of good cheer, though. To tell you any more would give away too much. This is a movie that's best watched with as little knowledge going into it as possible. The story adapts Finnish folklore that helped to create the current version of Santa Claus we think of today. Now, Killer Santa movies have been done over and over again, from movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night to Santa's Sleigh. But this one really does take audiences on a new adventure. The movie is fun, but never slips into cheesy territory despite the ridiculous concept. Christmas and comedy go hand in hand. It's a popular genre for the holiday because laughing makes people feel good, feel jolly. But the typical Christmas comedy is one geared towards the whole family, or to kids specifically. But what if your kids are fast asleep, you've got an eggnog buzz going, and you're looking for something a little more adult than Jingle All the Way? Well, The Night Before is the perfect fix, an R-rated comedy starring Anthony Mackie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Seth Rogen. The story follows 3 childhood friends who have a tradition of reuniting every Christmas Eve to search for a legendary party. It's a night filled with drugs, booze, and bad decisions. Released in 2015, this movie flew under the radar and didn't develop the following and fan base that movies like Bad Santa did. But it's got a great cast, and beneath the foul language, drug abuse, and crude humor, this movie has a lot of heart. Better Watch Out is a Christmas movie from 2016 that's hard to pin a genre on. Is it a horror, a thriller, a comedy? Well, yes, and yes. A 12-year-old boy and his teenage babysitter find themselves in a terrifying fight for survival when an armed intruder makes their way into the house. The movie has twists and turns and a sick sense of humor as parts of it play out like a violent R-rated Home Alone. It's a genre-bending holiday roller coaster that seemed destined for cult classic status, but has gone mostly unwatched since its release. Now hopefully that changes this year because this is a movie that truly deserves to be seen. It seems every year there's a debate about whether or not Die Hard qualifies as a Christmas movie. There's always that one guy who thinks he's so original or funny by forcing the fact that Die Hard is his favorite Christmas movie into a conversation and then waits for a reaction from everybody else. We get it. You're so cool. But this debate about whether an action movie can qualify as a Christmas movie totally overlooks an important holiday-themed shoot-'em-up classic, Lethal Weapon. Released the year before Die Hard, this iconic piece of action cinema that spawned 3 sequels and a TV series features a pair of mismatched cops forced to be partners over the holiday season. Mel Gibson, before he became mentally unstable, plays an officer who's mentally unstable, partnered with Danny Glover who's getting too old for this shit. The 2 of them will work together while punching, shooting, and blasting their way through every criminal on the naughty list. Few filmmakers in history carry a higher reputation than that of Stanley Kubrick. His filmography is comprised of masterpiece after masterpiece with no real misfires. From his beginning works in the 1950s to his final film, the erotic psychological thriller with a Christmas backdrop, Eyes Wide Shut. The movie stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman as husband and wife suffering from marital issues. Upon learning that his wife nearly had an affair the year earlier, a wealthy, charismatic doctor embarks on a journey that leads him to a secretive, masked society sex cult. Sadly, Kubrick died before the film was released in theaters. In order to get an R rating, the studio had to digitally remove some of the more explicit acts, but don't worry. If you want a little less sugar and a little more spice with your viewing, the uncut version is available on DVD and Blu-ray. Hopefully we introduced you to some new holiday treats to enjoy this year. Whether you're looking for horror, comedy, action, or eroticism, we've got you covered with these 5 unconventional Christmas movies. Or, you could just put Elf on for the 100th time. We won't judge, it's a great movie. Let us know what your favorite unconventional Christmas movie to watch is in the comments, and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Movie Guy 86. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.